What if I told you that even after you die, you can help save many more lives with the donation of your organs and tissues? Would you become a donor? My father, Brian Simmons, chose to be a donor when he renewed his driver's license last year. Little did we know that he would actually have the chance to be a hero so soon after signing up to be an organ donor. My father was working out at the gym after work on May 19th of this year. Working out was his favorite thing to do, and he was in excellent health. However, he had a ticking time bomb known as an aneurysm inside of his brain, and it ruptured at 5:05 p.m. while he was lifting weights. At 12:30 a.m. on May 20th, 2016, the neurosurgeons at Shands Hospital in Gainesville said there was nothing more they could do for him. His brain was essentially dead, and we had to make the decision to remove him from life support. My family and I had never been in this type of situation before, and looking back at it now, I doubt that we would have been able to make the decision to donate his organs while we were so upset. I now understand why it is so important to decide to become an organ donor while you are getting your driver's license. People who want to help others, even after they leave this life, are very special, just like my father was. Having been through this ordeal makes me appreciate people who are organ donors more than ever. By being a selfless and giving person, my father saved 4 people with just his organs and hundreds of people with his tissues. A 46-year-old man received the left kidney, a 55-year-old man received the liver, a 57-year-old man received the right kidney, and a 66-year-old man received the heart. When my father registered to become an organ donor, he saved the lives of these 4 recipients, and they are alive today and still with their families because of him. This is why I support the organ donation program 100% and believe that donating your organs is the greatest legacy you can leave when you die. According to Consumer Health, there are currently more than 123,000 people in the United States waiting for an organ transplant. Every 12 minutes, another person is added to the national waiting list. Each of these people are in desperate need of a donated organ, which can include a kidney, liver, heart, or other organ. More than 6,500 people die each year because they do not receive an organ donation in time. The Blood Center of Wisconsin estimates that 22 people die every day while waiting for a transplant. Paul Hexum encourages people to become an organ donor because it is something that makes a real difference and can change the lives of recipients and their family members too. According to Hexum, a single organ donor can save up to 8 lives with their organs and change the lives of up to 200 people with tissue, skin, blood vessels, corneas, and other vital donations. There are so many reasons to become an organ donor. However, there are many myths that surround organ donation and cause people not to become a volunteer donor. In Donations Beyond Dollars, Susie Smith states that many Americans have the wrong impression about becoming an organ donor. Some of these myths include, if I agree to donate my organs, the doctors won't work as hard to save my life. Organ donation is against my religion, or I'm under age 18 and too young to make this decision, or my family will be charged if I donate my organs. These myths about organ donation are just that myths with no factual biases. In reality, when you go to the hospital for treatment, the doctors will focus on saving your life, not somebody else's. Most major religions approve of organ donation, including Roman Catholics, Islam, most branches of Judaism, and most Protestant faiths. If you're unsure or uncomfortable with your faith's position on donation, ask a member of your clergy. For people under age 18, it's true that legally your parents or legal guardian must authorize your decision to become an organ donor. However, if your family gives their consent, your gift will help children who are in desperate need of smaller organs that those an adult provides. Finally, the fact is that the organ donor's family is never charged for organ donation. Costs for organ removal go to the person receiving the transplant. By registering to become an organ donor, you can help save lives. The transplant recipient receives a second chance at life, and for some, an organ transplant means no longer having to be dependent on costly routine treatments to survive. Receiving a donated organ allows many recipients to return to a normal lifestyle. The family of the deceased donor usually feels a sense of peace and thankfulness that some goodness resulted from the tragedy of losing their loved one. Personally, this is exactly how my family and I felt. We know that our father did not die in vain. His organs were able to help others have a longer life, and we take consolation in knowing that some part of him continues in this life. Becoming an organ donor is a very simple process, and nearly all states will allow people to choose to be a donor when they obtain a driver's license. Turner recommends talking about organ donation with your family so that they are aware of your decision. This is important because by signing the organ donation agreement at the driver's license office, the donor is basically telling the world that this is their last wish, and it is legally binding. Family members cannot change this once a donor passes away. In fact, while my family was meeting with the organ donation representative, one of my relatives tried to override my father's wishes and was told, sorry, this is legally binding. So it is very important that you let your family know your choice before they are faced with this awful situation. Organ donation is an important topic, and many organizations have joined up to promote awareness and increase participation in the program. Since 2003, April has served as National Donate Life Month, and organizations are trying to put an end to the myths about donations by providing facts to health and transplant communities with an entire month of local, regional, and national activities that help support and raise awareness about the organ donation program. Here I have the actual letter from LifeQuest that explains where my father's organs went and explains how we will eventually get to meet the recipients of his organs. I'm going to share that with you. Dear Simmons family, it is with heartfelt sympathy that I offer my condolences to you and your family for the loss of your husband, Brian. No words could possibly give you justice to your loss, but I hope it is acceptable to say that I'm very sorry. It was my privilege to provide support for you and your children during this difficult time. As I shared with you at the hospital, this letter contains information about the recipients of Brian's gifts. It may be difficult for you to read now, but I hope in the weeks and months ahead, you will be comforted knowing that he helped others through his gift. A 46-year-old man received the left kidney and was transplanted in the South. A 55-year-old man received the liver and was transplanted in the South. A 57-year-old woman received the right kidney and was transplanted in the South. A 66-year-old man received the heart and was transplanted in the South. Because Brian Rogers became an organ donor, these 4 recipients are alive today. They will be forever grateful for Brian's decision to give the gift of life and for your support of the organ donor program. Over the next few months, you will hear from our donor family services staff. If you wish, our coordinates will stay in touch with you. If you need to contact us for any reason, please do not hesitate. You will remain in our thoughts and prayers. Please consider making the decision to become an organ and tissue donor. Remember, share your life, share your decision.